Take us through the opportunity for you.
Big opportunity. Like we said before the season started, we had a great schedule, meaning a great opportunity for us each and every game. It's just up to us to come and capitalize on the opportunity. So,
What have you seen? Have you guys been able to watch a lot of Bama tape yet?
we haven't watched any yet. We took last week to get our fundamentals back under us and just kind of good on good periods, just get our competitive level up there. So today be the first day we'll take a look on Bama's scouting report.
What did you feel like was really the emphasis last week in the bye week? And you mentioned going back to the fundamentals and really focusing on yourselves.
Yeah, just really competing. Our practice went back to fall camp and kind of like just good on good periods, one-on-ones, trade drills, working on blocking, being physical. So just kind of getting those fundamentals back installed and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, where do you feel like the team really grew the most last week?
Those periods, like the last period being a team period and being good on good when you're tired, just kind of getting that mental, physical. And it's kind of hard in the season being week in and week out of being trying to stay healthy and doing scout periods. It's hard to get those periods in, but when they come, it's competitive, it's fun. It brings back that life and energy in practice.
And that might have been part of the answer, but what's it going to take for this offense to really be able to click on all cylinders?
I think all season has kind of been like, what's it going to take there and here? And I think at the end of the day, it's just when we're going to do our job and just come out and do it. I think, honestly, at this point, I don't really know what it's going to take or when, because it's not like we don't know what to do. So it's like, at what point are we going to decide that on every play it's important for each guy to do their part or do their assignment, you know what I'm saying? So, it's not rocket science, but it's just a matter of coming out and doing it. So, yeah.
I was going to say, how big do you think it is that you've already played Clemson? You've already played in Auburn. You've already been in, quote-unquote, battles like that, Jamon. What do you think that does for this team heading into this one against Bama?
It should be a good thing. I mean, you know what you're getting into. It helps you realize that, it's just football, so it's not the first time you've been there, like you said. But I think for a guy like me and a guy like older guys, I think the biggest thing is just relaying that message to the young guys that play a huge role in this team. So, like you said, we've been there before, and it's not anything other than football at the end of the day. So, just lock in and compete at the highest level.
Carson mentioned that Jimbo focused on the mental game and really bolstering the mental game over the bye week. How much is sports psychology and a sports psychologist a part of helping build the mental game, and what does that look like for you? Do you ever utilize any of those services?
Yeah, I know the biggest thing for in this conference is not getting bored. It seems pretty simple, but it's very hard to do. And that's one thing that Bama does good. They don't get bored with winning and with scoring points and all that. I think that builds a certain kind of personality in you, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're up, you're not getting bored, so you're not letting the team get back. And it's kind of like even coming out, you're not bored. You're not like bored, but like just conservative. So I think that with these practices we had last week, it's kind of just showing us, hey, like we're still competing, we're still having fun with this, and just how we're going to come out and how we're going to finish, yeah. But that's big, though, yeah.
Yeah, and I know that y'all have sports psychologists on staff.
Oh,
and everything.
yeah.
Do you ever go?
Yeah, we have them once a week.
Yeah, what does that look like?
We come in with the receivers. I think he comes in as Ryan Pitzinger, and he just we have like goals each week, and how we're going to meet those goals, and how we're going to what steps we're going to take to get towards them, and all that stuff like that. But it definitely helps us to get out what you want to do, and then come back at the end of the week and see, have I got those goals achieved, or how close I am to achieving those goals. Yeah.
I know you got faith in your defense, but you kind of alluded to it. You know Bama's going to put up their fair share of points. On your side, what's that do for you guys knowing when you take the field on your drives? Is it more pressure, like, hey, we got to get points here? How do you approach that, if you kind of get what I'm saying?
No, yeah. They're gonna.
You know you got probably 30, 35 to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just like whoever you play, like you can't play bad. So we're gonna lose again in the SEC. Like you're playing this top of the top. So that's what we signed up for. Like it's Bama, we play them every year. But I think that you know who you're going against. You gotta just prepare to play. Like their style. Like they're not just unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So I think that at the end of the day, going there with that mindset. But it's like we gotta play good. They gotta play good every game. defense and offense. So I don't think there's one side has a. We don't try to put any pressure on ourselves.
What's the challenge of facing dynamic offense that Bama's bringing in here? You get excited to try to shut them down?
I mean, I'm just playing football, man.
What do you see from their offense? They got a lot of weapons.
Yes, they do. They have a lot of weapons from their receiving corps, probably one of the best receiving corps in the nation with Judy and Jalen Water. And of course, they got the dynamic quarterback Tua, a good running back, Najee Harris. He actually hosted me on my official, but yeah, they have a very high-powered offense. It's going to be very difficult to play against them, but we just have to play our game.
I know everybody's motivated, but do you have a little bit of extra motivation considering you chose the Aggies over Alabama in terms of showing them what they missed out on?
Nah, man, it's just go play football. Y'all can't do me like hockey, bro.
So take us through that decision. What went down to that final decision and saying, I'm going to A&M instead of Alabama? How about that instead?
Man, y'all take me back. It was really just like, I just had a better relationship with Coach Price at the time, and it was more so just like relationship things with me. Like, I don't really trust people that easy, and I had a really good trust, like in love with Coach Price. So that was really just the difference between those two.
Closer to home for your mom too?
Yes, sir.
What happened to Coach Price's knee? How's he been getting around practice?
Why don't you ask him?
What is it like? Is he still motoring around?
Same person, man. Same person.
Still got the same energy?
Oh yeah. On the golf cart screaming.
Think you could still cook some good barbecue too?
I think he's trying to use this as a break. I don't know what's going on. He has not been cooking. I'm getting a little irritated.
How do you slow Bama down?
Man, you gotta play football. Bama don't make many mistakes. You gotta basically match their thing. You gotta match their game and be able to play your own game.
As good as Tua is when you blitz him, how important is it to try to get home and get to him with a four-man rush?
It's very important because we're gonna need all the help we can get on their receiving core and also stopping the run game. So it's very important that a four-man rush be able to get there.
Bobby, you mentioned that you felt like you guys beat yourselves in the Clemson offering you. So what was it that went wrong, in your opinion, in the game?
Clemson alone, we had over 20 MAs as a D-line together as a whole. Just not even the whole defense, just a D-line. So off the rip, that right there put us way below a very good opportunity of beating us. Auburn, we didn't play as good as we should have. We let our eyes get lazy and they threw a lot of things at us and we didn't answer correctly too. And so they was able to win the game. But with Clemson, it was more so just beating ourselves, like simple mistakes, like running the wrong play, covering the wrong people. Like it's just the simplest, smallest thing.
You feel like they're correctable things.
How much have you already started to look ahead at them on tape, and what do you know about that offense?
We'll start today. This will be a great week for us to prepare for them, and we have to hit it hard, and we'll be just fine.
What do y'all have to do to boost that pass rush?
Our guys just have to get home. They have a great offensive line, so we just have to have a great week of preparation. Those guys have to work really hard this week. It's no different this week, but still, they have to put a lot of emphasis on everything they do, and we'll be fine.
Was there anything you as a defense worked on specifically during this bye week?
No, we just, we knew it was a week about us. We just got better, worked on small fundamental things, just it's the small details that's big, and we just worked on those things.
They're obviously real big on their run pass options. Two will stick it in there, and then he sees y'all come up, he's going to throw right behind you. I mean, how difficult is that, and how big of a cat and mouse game is that this week?
We just got to be disciplined in everything we do. Just control what we can control. I'm sure Coach Echo have a great game plan for us. We just have to be locked in on our assignments and locked in on the small details.
Do you face that? Seems like they do it a lot more, I guess, is the point, buddy. How much have you faced that this year, and how much different is that for your assignment?
We face it a small amount, but at the same time, it's just it's our discipline. Being where your feet are, having your eyes in the right place where they need to be. That's just what I mean by the small details, things like that. It's just eye candy.
When you talk about the importance of getting home, how important is it to do that with a four-man pass rush?
We most definitely
have to blitz to it.
Yeah, most definitely have to get home because Tua is a great quarterback. He can throw very well, and he have great receivers on the outside that can get open. So we definitely gonna have to help our DBs and get home.
Jamon talked about how the sports psychologist comes in and meets with them once a week and talks about their goals. How much do you utilize him just kind of working on the mental side of the game or the linebackers as a whole?
I think that, that's very good for us because this game, it's a lot of physical things that go on into it, but, this is really a mental game, and it's about who can outsmart who and who can, just be where they need to be at the right time. So I think that's a big help for us, just being locked in.
What has he done to help you? Is there any specific little things or things to think about?
Well, I know he always bring our team together and make sure we stay together, and know this is always bigger than football. So, I thank him for what he does for us.
Bobby gave you and Clemens some credit for helping the defense stay in that Auburn game. He said, without you guys, he thinks the defense might have just kind of gave up a little bit. Was there anything particular that you did to help kind of rally the troops?
I just make sure that everyone's still locked in. We have to keep playing our game for 4 quarters until the clock hits 0. So, just making sure everyone is giving their all and know that, you're never out of the game. I mean, y'all seen what just happened with SMU. Just have to be locked in and, keep playing until the clock hits 0. Jimbo always tell us, just keep playing. So that's just what we're going to keep doing.
I know you're never out of it, but how nice would it be to actually be in it from the get-go? I mean, from Auburn you had a battle back, from Clemson you had a battle back. I mean, not to mention your fans are going to be more pumped up if you can stay in it early.
Most definitely start fast and finish strong, what Coach Fisher tried to tell us. I feel like if we start fast and we just keep that juice and keep that momentum going, then we can stay on top. So I think that's, starting fast is big, and that's something we'll have to do.
What drills or exercises did y'all do to help kind of hone in the mental game?
Just different kind of stuff. We practice tempo a lot. We went a lot of tempo periods, like a lot of full speed stuff, kind of getting us in shape too. We did a lot more blocking drills, with using the tight ends also, as well as the running backs. So a lot of different stuff like that.
Did you practice any new thing? Any new plays? Any new sets? Anything different?
Nothing new. Just kind of honing in on like what we've been coached. But kind of this week gave us a lot more. We could practice our fundamentals again because we got to do it in bye week. I meant in fall camp, and once the season kind of started, you kind of start like doing less and less fundamentals because you have to practice for the week and prepare for that, for what the future defenses are going to have. So this week gave us a lot to go back and kind of hone in on those.
Kellen was saying that he thinks this offense really performs better when you guys are moving quickly. Do you think the same way that was that?
Mm-hmm. I believe that. I think that we're a good tempo team. I think that everyone has a lot of good hustle. I think Coach Schmidt has put us in that athletically, like in shape wise, to do this offense. I think it just helps everybody just moving fast and kind of keeps everybody on their feet, especially the defenses, because we can move fast and get to the ball a lot faster than they get lined up.
You're kind of surprised the running game's been off such a slow start. Five games in, you're still searching to find your niche, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're still searching, but we're right there. We just need to fix a couple of different things.
Is it normal Bama defense?
Normal Bama defense.
What makes them tick this year? They don't have like a Quentin Williams in the middle, but I'm sure they still got dudes up front, don't they?
Yeah, they're Alabama. They're going to be a good team. We face good teams it's the SEC. You're going to see the good D-line every single week. There's going to be someone like Arkansas has a good D-lineman. They had a great front. We played against Clemson. They had a great front. We're going to play against a lot more good teams. So Alabama's just kind of the next step into just getting better.
Talk about the schedule all year. You guys had 2 chances against top 10 teams so far, haven't been able to pull out the win. How big would a win against Bama do for you guys mentally? Do you guys approach the rest of the SEC season?
Every win's just a win itself, but being a top team is going to be a big deal, especially not a lot of people get to say they face the number 1 team. We get to say we get to face the number 1 team twice, and it's 2 different teams, and that's a big deal, kind of giving us an opportunity to be able to do that. Alabama's a great team. We're a great team, so it's just whoever wants in the middle.
What was your biggest takeaway in big games that you've played so far, in the Auburn and Clemson losses? What was your biggest takeaway, and how do you apply that on Saturday when another top team comes in here?
Biggest takeaway, I think, fourth quarter. We played very well in the fourth quarter. I think we're in really good shape compared to other teams, because that's when we kind of start. We just need to start earlier, because in the fourth quarter we usually start catching up to people. When if we had a smaller gap, or like if we were playing like that the whole time, that we could have won, if not like a lot smaller margin.
Talk about the mental game. I know there's a lot of drills stuff you do on the field. Has there been an increase in the use of like sports psychology and stuff with the team, with Jimbo and his staff, and what does that kind of look like for you as players?
Yes, there is some psychologists that we do. We have Dr. Pissinger, I forget how to pronounce his name, Pitzinger. But he does that with all the teams, and not just football, kind of everybody. They have another psychologist that some players, they let you talk to them and stuff like that, kind of just help you on the mental side. It's a lot with handling everything at school and football, so it helps a lot.
How much does that helps you? Working with that helps you focus in on the fundamentals and actual kind of in-game preparation.
It helps a lot, just knowing where you need to focus at. That's kind of a big thing. There's a lot of things going around, a lot of moving parts, and just being able to focus on the game and every play. It's kind of knocking off the bat, like a bad play or a good play, and just going to the next.
Kellen, how was the bye week?
It was really good. I think pretty beneficial for everybody, and taking a weekend off of football and just getting your mind away from it. And, so I think we're ready, and we're ready to get to work for Alabama.
How did you utilize your extra time?
During the week, obviously really hard work week for us, and trying to make sure we're staying on top of everything, and a lot of good stuff. Going against first ones, but just other than that, just kind of enjoying my free time and just hanging out with friends and relaxing and getting my body back.
Kellen, is there a time during this year that you can point to and say this is when the offense was really clicking? I mean, there are probably multiple times, but anything that comes to mind?
I think a lot of times at the end of the game, a lot of certain games when your mentality is you have to go and score. So it's kind of one of those things that if we can come out like that at the beginning of games, I think we'll be a lot better. So it's just kind of a mindset thing that we're trying to fight for, and it's going to take everybody on the whole entire team, offense and defensive wise.
What do you think is the key to that, Kellen, starting faster in these big games?
It's kind of hard. Everybody's kind of different, but everybody just has to have that exact mindset and knowing you're going to go in and score first play of the drive and just kind of execute. You're not going to score every single drive. That's usually doesn't happen, but having that exact mindset to stay in it the whole time and have that type of confidence is going to be really big for us.
You're facing an opposing explosive offense like you're going to face this Saturday, too, and then how do you approach that from your side of the ball?
Same way we do, same way every week, and just going and prepare 100%. And obviously everybody runs a different type of defense, but going in and preparing each and every week like everybody's the same. So just because it's Alabama, we're not going to go in there and add any more pressure to us. We just have to go in and play our game and continue to grow as a team.
You talk about the importance in any game, but especially against Alabama, of avoiding turnovers. And why do you think it's so difficult against that team? Not just you, but I think since 2013, A&M's had like 14 turnovers against Alabama. So why do you think it's so difficult against that team?
I mean, obviously they're a really good team defensive-wise, and really disciplined. And obviously they make plays on the defensive side of the ball. And when you give Tua and their offense that capability and that type of swing and momentum, they usually capitalize off of that. So, like you said, it's going to be really important for us to limit turnovers and I think convert in the red zone.
Kellen, the last time they came here, you were a freshman, true freshman, and it was you guys were pretty competitive in that game. I guess, what do you remember specifically from that day? What was that experience like for you to play that team at that time in your development?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of just first time playing Alabama. Didn't really know what to expect, and so just went in and just basically competed, and that's what everybody else did. Had a lot of freshmen playing, and just kind of went back and forth. But I think we had 2 turnovers that game, maybe 3. And so, like you said, just limiting those turnovers and not giving them second opportunities.
As a veteran now that's been through it a few times, is there anything that you can impart and share that that could help this team? From your experiences with them in the past.
I think just don't make this game any bigger than what it is. We played against good teams already, and obviously Alabama's a really good team, but we believe we're a really good team also. So just having that type of confidence and faith in the guys next to you, and I think we should be fine.
You guys got Bama coming in. They might have as dynamic an offense as anyone in the country with 2 and all those receivers. Just talk about the challenge that you guys are facing coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, they're a dynamic offense. You got a great quarterback, great running backs, and great receivers. And their O-line is pretty solid as well. They've always been solid. So I feel like it's going to be a challenge like it always has been for the last couple of years for me being here playing against Alabama and just playing the SEC in general. You get up for games like this. You want to compete in a big time moment against a big time opponent. So yeah, it's going to be a great challenge. great week preparation just to get out there, you know, and go all out on Saturday.
They seem to catch a lot of slants or short passes. Keldrick and just house them. How do you avoid that from happening?
Well, yeah, they run a lot of RPO game and stuff like that. So I know Coach Elko. He'll do a great job. We played against some teams that did a RPO. You know, our Clemson did a little bit of RPO. So if we can just get in some sets where we can kind of just key in on that backside to where we can not necessarily leave the cornerback in on the island. We can be able to play it pretty well.
Does what you guys did against Clemson, shutting down that offense, give you guys confidence you could do at least a similar job this Saturday against Alabama?
Yeah, we didn't finish the job versus Clemson, but definitely just watching the film, we did some good stuff against them, and just lead them to this week. As a defense, we're confident. We feel like we can execute the game plan. I know Coach Elko and that staff are doing a great job. As we speak right now, just get ready to present us with what we're going to have coming up. So, yeah, we feel pretty confident.
How important is a fast start in a game like this, Coach?
You have to start fast in any big moment, and that's something that we've kind of struggled with these past couple games, just getting out to a great start, and trying to get ourselves out of something towards the middle or the end. But, you can't do that versus a good opponent, great opponent like Alabama, so you have to come out fast, offensively, defensively, and special teams, and, be ready to play.
Would Coach Elko really have the DBs key in last week in the bye week?
Just getting back to the basics. We really did a lot of, as safeties with Coach Elko, did a lot of footwork stuff, just working on our hips, just getting back loose, tackling angles and stuff like that. And with the cornerbacks, we worked on just a lot of two-man routes, just working on just how we're going to play it, where it's man zone, stuff like that. So we did a lot of different stuff to just kind of key in on what we do as a secondary.
Yeah, how important is going to be that agility and speed against such a fast receiving core, Alabama?
Well, we did it like last week. We went against our receiving core. We did a lot of good on good last week, and it was pretty refreshing getting a chance to go up against Jamon and Courtney and Anais all last week. And those some really fast guys, physical guys, great route runners themselves. So we got a quick glimpse of what it'd be like on Saturdays playing last week. So absolutely, that'll be very key in just being able to communicate with one another, be on the same page. Where the routes are going up, out, in. Just being on the same page with everything.